After Bak Tang left, the house felt empty. It felt cold, too. I did not want to stay there. For many days, I stayed outside. I once wanted to visit old Zhang again and talk to him. But I stopped myself. We had promised not to bother him. Every day, I called Bak Tang long distance. Other than that, nothing changed. There was no real progress. If I did one thing connected to it, it was this. I went to old Chen's place to see old Bu. Old Bu was well again. This time he was badly hurt, so he became thinner. But old Chen told me with a happy face that old Bu ate very well. He could eat 5 pounds of good beef in one meal. Old Chen almost fed him like a king. Even though old Bu was thinner, he was still strong. Anyone could see he was a good dog. After I left old Chen, I thought about the dogs. They had strange reactions. They only came near the cat. They had not even seen the cat yet. So it was clear animals can feel something weak and strange. They can feel it very fast. When they come close to the big black cat, they know it is not normal. Humans like to say we are the best of all life. But in this kind of feeling, we are almost blind. Every night, I asked Bak Tang, "Any progress?" Her answer was always no. About 20 days later, her answer changed. She said, "A little progress." I froze. No progress was normal, but a little progress was strange. How could this kind of thing have a little progress? I asked quickly, "What are you doing? Can you tell me now?" This was not a new question, but Bak Tang's answer changed too. She said, "Not yet, but I can tell you why I could not tell you before." I asked, "Why?" She laughed. "Because if I told you, you would surely say no." I paused and said, "I hope you are not doing anything illegal." She kept laughing. "Relax, it is legal." That night, I still could not guess her plan. I thought of many ideas, but none worked. A few days later, at noon, the phone rang loudly. I picked it up and heard Bak Tang. She did not usually call at noon, so I knew something big happened. Her voice was fast. "Quick, tell old Zhang he must come here before 6 o'clock the evening after tomorrow." I was shocked. "Why?" She said, "If he comes on time, he can use the power he needs." I was even more shocked. "How did you do it? I don't believe you can make the factory stop for 7 days." She said, "Of course I can't. They won't stop even for 7 seconds. There is no way to talk." She said, "Don't you read the news? The unions decided to strike. The strike starts the afternoon after tomorrow. It will last 7 days. That is exactly enough time for old Zhang. More than 6,000 workers will join. During those days, the factory will use only a little power for lights." I held the phone and could not speak. Bak Tang thought I was in trouble and kept saying, "Hello? Hello?" After about a minute, I said, "Heaven, did you start this strike?" Bak Tang sounded like she was ready for this question. She said, "You read too little about workers. Many people say this. You cannot make a strike happen by pushing. Strikes happen because of problems inside. It is like a volcano. People cannot make a volcano erupt, but it still erupts." I shouted, "Tell me the truth. What did you do there?" Bak Tang laughed. "Don't be angry. I only joined a local women's group. I told workers' wives they should have better lives. Their husbands should get better pay. Their TV should be color. Their wallpaper should be new. Even fur coats should not be only for rich ladies. That's all." I sighed. "You caused big trouble. For one cat, you helped a strike. Do you know how much money will be lost?" She said, "The strike did not happen because of me. It would happen sooner or later. The union vote happened 10 minutes ago. I was not even in the meeting." I could only say, "All right, all right." Bai Tong sounded excited. "I checked the power station. It is automatic. Only 2 people are needed. It uses gas. I talked with the gas supply people. They were worried about the strike. I told them they still need to supply gas during the strike. They were very happy. See, I don't only cause trouble." I said softly, "This is scary. We have been married so long, and I still didn't know you could do this." Bai Tong laughed, proud. "My dear, go find old Zhang now. Don't waste time." I asked, "Do you want me to go with him?" She said, "No, I'm calling from the airport. The plane is about to take off." I became happy. "You are coming back?" She said, "Yes, I already talked with my brother. He and old Zhang can do it. I don't need to stay here, and we have been apart too long." I said, "I will pick you up, and I will find old Zhang right now." I hung up and drove out at once. Later, I learned why Bai Tong came back so fast. The local police did not like her. They told her to leave. Later, I also learned what she did there. She gave strong speeches at many worker meetings. She did too much. No wonder she hid it from me. If I knew her plan earlier, I would have said no. There would be no real discussion. But I also had to admit she was smart. If thousands of workers stop, the factory must stop too. This was the best way. When I reached old Zhang's small stone house, I heard knocking inside. I called loudly. The big black cat ran out first. Then old Zhang looked out. I said, "Good news, your wish can come true." Old Zhang looked like he could not believe it. He froze. I said, "Aren't you going to let me in?" Only then he opened the door. Inside, the house was still simple. The 8-sided plate was in the middle. Tools were on the floor. There were even more small nails on the plate. I stared at it. Old Zhang rubbed his hands. "Now everything is ready. We only wait for the last thing." I patted his shoulder. "The last thing is here too. You can use power from a big station for 1 week. But..." When I said he could really get the power, Old Zhang knew I was not joking. He looked very happy. The big black cat cried and jumped into his arms. But when I said "but," old Zhang looked scared again. He stared at me. I pointed at the cat and said, "But I don't know if sending it back is right. It is an invader. It comes from a world much more advanced than Earth. It has lived here for many years and knows everything here. If it goes back and comes again to attack, humans may have no way to fight back." On the way here, I had thought about this many times. It was very serious. When I said it out loud, it felt even heavier. Old Zhang looked afraid. He put the cat on the ground. The cat stayed close to his feet. Its fur slowly stood up. Cats do that when they feel tense. Old Zhang spoke in a very honest voice. "Mr. Wei, I cannot tell you now why your fear will not happen, but you must believe me. I am not lying. I will tell you in a few days." I asked at once, "Why in a few days?" He said, "I have my difficulty. You helped me so much. I should not hide things from you, but I truly have my difficulty." He looked very sad. I felt pity. I pointed at the cat. "Is the cat stopping you from telling me? Is it afraid you will stop it?" Old Zhang shook his head. "Not only that, but you will know soon, I promise." I took a deep breath. My worry is not crazy. Before I have real safety, you ask me to take a big risk. Isn't that too much? Old Zhang knew I was right, but he still did not explain. He only sighed. I understood then, no matter what I said, he would not tell me. After some silence, old Zhang said, "Mr. Wei, if you don't believe me, I have no other way." I looked at him and said, "Fine, I will believe you. I know some people, so I can help you do the steps faster. But traveling with a cat may be hard." Old Zhang said quickly, "It is fine. I have a way. You already helped enough. I won't let you worry more." I sighed long. I still could not be sure I was doing the right thing. But things had already started. Bak Tong even helped a big strike happen. Now we could not stop. We had to go to the end. Also, old Zhang did not look like a liar. He must have reasons he could not say. I believed he would tell me after the cat went back. So I said, "We must hurry. Come with me now and do the steps." Old Zhang looked relieved. "Wait, I promised you gifts. I will bring them now." He went inside at once and pushed out a wooden box. It was the big box I saw before. He opened it, lifted a wooden board, and I looked inside. There were more than 10 books and 7 rolls of paintings. I took one book and was shocked. I am not an expert, but I could tell it was real. Books from the Sung time are worth too much to count, and there were more than 10 here. I opened one painting. It was Two Parrots by Emperor Huizong of Sung. I had never seen such a fine painting. I stood still for a long time. Old Zhang saw I liked them, and he looked happy. "Not bad, right? I had more before, but in recent years I sold many to live." Those words made me doubt. From his simple life, one book or one painting could support him for life. But he said he sold many. He seemed to feel it too, so he added quickly, "You know, these things were not valuable at first. Later they became valuable." I was confused. When were Sung books not valuable? But I did not ask more. I only said, "You still need to live. If you give me all this, what will you do later?" Old Zhang said, "I will find a way. You must take it. If not, I don't know how to thank you." The value of this box was too high. People are greedy. I am also human. I did not have the courage to refuse, but I decided one thing. I would keep them for at most 1 year. Then I would donate them to a museum. I would donate them to the museum in that factory area. Because the 7-day strike would cause big loss there. Even if Bak Chang said no one can make a strike, she still pushed it a little. So donating these works there would be fair. Old Zhang and I carried the box to my car. Then I used my connections to help him finish the steps. Early the next morning, he left with the cat. That afternoon, Bak Tang came back. When she saw me, she said first, "Don't blame the big strike on me. I am not that powerful." I could only smile bitterly. "Your power is already big enough." Bak Tang gave me a sharp look and did not want to talk. We went home together. The living room was still messy. I told her what happened with old Zhang. Then we looked at the books and paintings together. The next day, the newspaper reported the strike. I could only smile bitterly. I did not talk about it with Bak Tang. Days passed. Bak Tang and I almost never talked about old Zhang. Until the morning of the 8th day, Bak Tang read the newspaper and said, "The strike is over." I was drinking coffee and looking at the cup. "I wonder how old Zhang is. Did he succeed?" Bak Tang spread her hands. "No matter what, we did our best for a pitiful person." I smiled. "Which pitiful person? Old Zhang or the cat?" Bak Tang said, "What's wrong with you? That is not a cat. It is a very smart person." We did not argue about that anymore. From that day, we waited for old Zhang's news. But he seemed to disappear. Bak Tang called her brother. She learned that in those 7 days, old Zhang used more power than the whole factory group normally used. Old Zhang left without saying goodbye. Even Bak Tang's brother did not know where he went. 3 days later, the mailman came with a big wooden box. It was about 2 feet long. It was thick and wide, too. To be honest, it looked like a small coffin. When we opened it, we saw the big black cat inside.
The cat was dead. Its fur no longer shined. Its eyes were gray-white. When we took it out, it was not like a toy. It was like a rock, like a fossil. I looked at Bak Tang. She breathed out and said, "He succeeded. He left. Only the body stayed. This body lived 3,000 extra years, but life is not about the body." I nodded. That sounds free. The body stayed, and he left. Baek Tang said, "In fact, every person is like that. We come from nowhere we know. We live. Then one day we leave our body. We don't know where we go." I looked at her for a long time. She was serious. Her words were hard to fight. I said, "Don't think too much. If you think too much, you may lose yourself." Baek Tang forced a small smile. She put the fossil cat on a shelf. I said, "Old Zhang is not nice. Why didn't he come see me again?" Baek Tang sighed. "Do you have no doubt about old Zhang?" I was shocked. "Doubt? What do you mean?" Baek Tang still faced away. "I always feel old Zhang's case is like this cat's case." I jumped up. "Tell me more." Baek Tang said, "I noticed when he talked about himself and the cat, sometimes he said we, then quickly changed it. And why could he understand the cat, but we could not?" I said, "Because he lived with the cat for a long time." Baek Tang turned and asked, "How long?" I froze. She continued, "The song vases he sold, the song books and paintings he gave us, normal people don't have these. How did he get them? Didn't you think about it?" Her questions made me speechless. After a while, I asked, "Then what do you think?" Baek Tang said slowly, "Old Zhang lived on Earth for at least 800 years. He came in the late Song time. He came to find the cat. Do you understand?" I felt cold all over, like the air became much colder at once. Now I understood his words. These things were not valuable at first. In the song time, song books were normal, so they were not rare. Song vases were also normal then. I stared at Baek Tang. She said, "We will never see him again. He also went back." I could not speak. After a very long time, I asked, "When did you find this?" Baek Tang said, "The first time I saw old Zhang with the cat, I felt it. Women feel feelings faster. Their bond was not like a man and a cat. Didn't you ever feel it?" I smiled bitterly. I had felt it, but I did not think deeper. Baek Tang said, "Maybe I am not fully right, but it is at least a guess." I sighed and said nothing. All day I was in a daze. The next day we got another letter. After opening it, we stayed silent for hours again. The letter was from old Zhang. This was his letter.
Mr. Wei and Mrs. Wei, thank you for your help. We have gone back. He went first. He was the cat. He was my closest person, like you two. I came to find him. In your time, it has been more than 800 years. He entered a cat body by mistake. I entered a human body. My case was better, so I could move more freely. That is because the human brain is better. After he left, I sent the cat body, and then I wrote this letter. I found a hidden place and left the human body I used for a long time. If people find it,
It will be a strange, dry body. Mr. Wei, remember my promise. We will not come again. That is because I lived in a human body, and I must say this. Earth people are far behind. To us, they are not much different from cats. We have no reason to leave our home and come to Earth, like Earth people have no reason to leave modern life and go back to caves. Goodbye. Thank you again. That was old Zhang's letter. After reading it, my heart felt bad for many days. The way they came to Earth was shocking. I could tell they were peaceful by nature. Old Zhang did not do great harm on Earth. Maybe life on their world is peaceful. But the universe is big. There must be many worlds with life. Will other life also come to Earth in this way? If they come and they are not peaceful, what then? This is a question I should not keep thinking about.